Well, that's one of our Navy's secret projects. Anyway, there it is, almost completed. Alright, well, I'm back. I went to the Home Depot, got me some supplies. I have no idea what I'm doing. Took forever there too. This is just cheap little fence posting. I think it's like $1.50 or I don't know a piece. So I love working with cheap lumber and furring strips. You know, they're not much, $1.50 each, $1. And this isn't your typical PVC. This is actually meant for plumbing. It's a little more flexible. I think it's a 1/2 inch. And I always, anytime I go to Home Depot, I check out their cull wood. You find mess ups or whatever, and they spray paint it with like pink or whatever. So this was like only like $1 or so. And oh, that's how, since I don't need quality wood, so any kind of spare wood you find. In the cull section, you should always check it, like Home Depot, they got a section where they script cut and stuff and whatnot, and they spray it up. But anyhow, let's see what I can do with it. Alright, haunters. Well, these fence posts, which, like I said, were like $1.50 or something like that. So far, I've laid out 5 of them in a row. And what I'm going to do is I think I'm just going to cut this little piece of wood just long enough the width of the 5 and go ahead and screw it in a couple times. In other words, I'll saw this to size and about the width of 5 fence posts. I'll do that a couple times and I'll screw it in, so I'll make one big long bottom for, looks like I'm going to make a wagon. We'll see how this turns out. If this turns out alright, it's going to be the cheapest wagon y'all have ever seen, but we'll see. I'll tell you what, if I don't like it, it's going down. Alright, for this part, folks, you're probably going to need like a very powerful chainsaw, or if you're really strong, a simple hacksaw. And this part, please use a hacksaw, mortals. Alright, well, I made some progress. There's those, I guess, fence posts I bought that were real cheap. I put a piece of wood in between them, keep it all together in one piece, and I'll show you the other side. On the other side, I made me some swing outdoors, and I put together some cheap hinges. Now I got a sort of door thing going on there. It's coming together. Of course, that wood looks all new. I mean, I could go to a lot of trouble gouging it and staining it, but I'm lazy. And that's the side that they're gonna see. So I got a butane torch. They're not too expensive, but let me show you. If you heat up wood, burn it up a little bit, it really brings out the wood grain, and I'll show you the difference. That's it without. And here's what I did with. See? Doesn't take long at all. It's pretty easy. I'll show you. Okay, there we go. And this is where you can see how it works. Let me do a spot you haven't seen yet. See how it brings out the wood grain. And you don't have to overdo it. But anyway, ages the wood, keeps it from looking new. You get the idea. Anyway, it's a neat little trick. Looks a lot different now. Doesn't take long at all. Alright, I was wanting a wagon, and you saw me start it, and here it is a little closer to finished. Just looking at it, you can pretty much figure out how I made it. I made it in a weekend of goofing off in the garage. And bought me some Walmart brackets. And well, I'll show you this. This stuff isn't your typical PVC because it doesn't flex this much, but it's just as cheap as regular 1/4 inch PVC, or I forget the width. Anyway, it's real flexible. This stuff's called Shark Bite. It's actually for water plumbing, so it's got a lot more flexibility. And I bought brackets that go with it. They're real cheap. A package of 5 of these are about, $1.40. One of these things is like $2. So this was really cheap. The wagon wheels. Now I've been wanting to make something like this for a while, but I refuse to pay the price that I see going around for wagon wheels. So I got these at Big Lots one day when they just kind of smacked me in the face, and I sat on them for 2 years because I knew I was wanting to do this project, and last year didn't work with my Mayan theme. I knew I was going to get back to something like this. So anyhow, these suckers were $16, but 50% off, so I paid $8 a piece, and I got my 4 wagon wheels. They're not the largest wagon wheels, but good lord, have you ever priced a decent wagon wheel? Anyway, they look pretty good. They're fairly large, and half off, I couldn't beat it. So that's my wagon. I'll show you the rest later. Thanks. Well, Haunters, thought I'd leave you with a segment I'll add occasionally to my vlog, and that's the Northrad on the net. I'll try and show you something interesting that's out there on the internet you may or may not already know about, but here's my highlight for this time. It's the monsterclub.com. This is a neat site, and what makes it special, especially now, is some of us just don't have the extra funds or can't justify spending the extra money for, unfortunately, Hauntcast right now. So, to fill that empty spot in our heart, this site should fill in the gaps nicely. I love to listen to haunt-related audio or whatnot when I'm working on props. So I thought I'd share this with you. This site's really neat. what it is, it's filled with links to things like classic radio, ghost stories. I mean, it's these stories and audio segments are, you know, like classics, like Twilight Zone, sorta. It's being Edgar Allan Poe, you know, stories that had been read by famous voices, like Vincent Price or Christopher Lee. Anyway, I thought I'd share it with you. It's an outstanding site, and there's, I think, up to 500 links of stories with sound effects and excellent background audio for while you're working on your haunt stuff. So, anyway, there's like Beyond Tomorrow, Creaking Door, all these categories. It's really neat radio. All fantasy. Some of it's sci-fi, but really neat stuff. Whole bunch of collections. Different categories, no matter what you're into. Suspense, CBS radio, mystery theater. I mean, just really neat stuff. It's fun to have something like this going on in the background when you're working on your props. Anyway, hope you found this site useful. And let me know what you think. And do me a favor, if you enjoyed this vlog, subscribe, please. Thanks.